Digestion consists of two major stages. Mechanical digestion involves the physical breakdown of food into smaller particles. This accomplished through the chewing of food in the mouth and the physical churning and mixing of food in the stomach and small intestine. Chemical ingestion requires enzymes that are secreted by the digestive tract or by accessory glands that lie nearby. Specific enzymes break down particular macromolecules into smaller molecules that can be absorbed. Mouth. Mouth or oral cavity serves as the beginning of the digestive tract. There are three major pairs of salivary glands that send their juices by way of ducts to the mouth. Saliva contains the enzyme salivary amylase, الأميليز اللعابي, which begins the process of star digestion. So the digestion done by first by salivary amylase. The tongue, which is composed of striated muscle and an outer layer of mucous membrane, mix the chewed food with saliva. It then forms this mixture into a mass called a bolus, البلعة. In the preparation of a swallowing للتحضير لبلع الطعام. Pharynx. البلعوم. The digestive and respiratory passages come together in the pharynx and then separate. Soft palate closes the nasopharynx. Epiglottis, لسان المزمار, covers opening into trachea, keeps food from air passages most of the time. The esophagus is a tubular structure of about 25 centimeter length that takes food to the stomach. Flap of tissues called epiglottis cover the glottis and opening into trachea. Now the bolus must move through the pharynx into esophagus because the air passages are blocked. When food enters esophagus, peristalsis begins. Peristalsis is a rhythmical contraction that serves to move contents along tubular organs such as the digestive tract. peristalsis هي الحركة الدودية تموجية لأعضاء الجهاز الهضمي في الأمعاء أو المعدة أو ما شابه ذلك. هي اللي بتخلي الحركة الطعام يندفع داخل اللي هو تجويف القناة الهضمية. Peristalsis is a rhythmical contraction that serves to move contents along tubular organs such as the digestive tract. The stomach, a thick-walled G-shaped organ that lies on the left side of the body beneath the diaphragm. The wall of the stomach has deep folds that disappear as stomach fills to an approximate capacity of 1 liter. Therefore, humans can predictably eat relatively large meals and spend the rest of their time at other activities. The epithelial lining of stomachs has millions of gastric pits, which lead to gastric glands that produce gastric juice. So much hydrochloric acid secreted by the gastric gland that the stomach routinely has a pH of about 2. Such a high acidity usually is sufficient to kill bacteria and other microorganisms that might be in food. Also stops the activity of salivary amylase. Eventually, food mixing with gastric juice in the stomach contents become chymus, which has a thick, creamy consistency. Junction between the stomach and the small intestine controlled by a sphincter. When a sphincter relaxes, a small quantity of chyme passes into a small intestine. The slow manner in which chyme enters the small intestines allows for thorough digestion. Small intestine. This is large intestine. This is small intestine. This is the rectum. The small intestine is named for its Same diameter, about 6 millimeter length. The first 25 centimeter of the small intestine is called duodenum, which is truly an important organ because so much digestion occurs in this relatively small region. The intestine has slightly basic pH because pancreatic juice contains a sodium bicarbonate which neutralizes chyme. The enzyme in pancreatic juice and enzyme produced by intestinal wall complete the process of food digestion. The wall of small intestines contains finger-like projections called villi, which give intestinal wall soft, velvety appearance. The villi and microvilli greatly increase the surface area of villus for absorption of nutrients. Nutrients are absorbed into the vessels of villus, which contains blood capillaries and lymphatic capillary called lacteal. After nutrients are absorbed, they are eventually carried to the cells of the body by the bloodstream. Large intestine. The large intestine, which includes cecum and the colon. The rectum and the anus is larger in diameter, 6.5 centimeter, but shorter in length, 1.5 meter than the small intestine. The large intestine absorbs water, salts, and some vitamins. It also stores undigestible materials until it is eliminated at the anus. No digestion takes place in the large intestine. Cecum has a smaller appendix. Colon subdivided into ascending colon, sign transfer مستعرض descending colons الهابط and sigmoid colon opening to the anal canal the anus. Three accessory organs. هناك ثلاث أعضاء ملحقة اللي the pancreas, liver and gallbladder are accessory digestive organs. This is the liver, this is the pancreas, common hepatic duct, canal common hepatic duct and pancreatic ducts اللي هي القناة المشتركة بتاعت اللي هو الكبدية. جول بلادر هنا اللي هي تخزن اللي هو البايل الصفراء الحوصلة الصفراوية and so the liver which is largest gland in the body lies mainly in the upper right section of the abdominal cavity under diaphragm. The liver contains approximately 100,000 lobules that serve as structural and functional units. The liver produces bile, which is stored in gallbladder. Bile contains bile salts, which break up fat into fat droplets via emulsifications. يتم هضم الدهون من خلال الصفراء عن طريق اللي هو emulsifications. Helps maintain glucose concentration in blood by converting excess into glycogen. Pancreas. The pancreas lies deep in the abdominal cavity. It is elongated and somewhat flattened organ that has both an endocrine and exocrine function. As endocrine gland, it secretes insulin and glycogen, hormones that help keep the blood glucose level within normal limits. Most pancreatic cells produce pancreatic juice which contains sodium bicarbonate, digestive enzyme for all type food. Sodium bicarbonate neutralize acid chyme from stomach. Pancreatic amylase digest starch, trypsin digest protein, and lipase digest fat. Trypsin digest protein to peptides. Lipase digest fat droplet to the glycerol and fatty acids. Epithelial cells of intestine also produce enzymes. These complete digestion of peptides and sugar. As you see, the pancreas produce many enzymes that digest all kinds of food or macro molecules like proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Thank you.